Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you how you can bug sweep a hotel room when you're traveling. So now if you've been watching this channel for a while, you may have seen my video on how to bug sweep an Airbnb, and while a lot of that advice applies to hotel rooms bring along their own challenges which make the process just a little bit different. You've probably seen more and more news reports that people are getting caught bugging their Airbnb, hiding wireless cameras and microphones throughout Airbnbs, and that might make you a little bit uneasy. And in a hotel room, obviously somebody has a lot of time to bug a room. There are no real statistics on how common that is, but given that you see that a lot in Airbnbs, you might want to put your mind at rest in a hotel room as well, and it's pretty simple to do, at least to cover your basics. So the first thing you want to do is a visual inspection of the hotel room right when you get in. So you put your bags down, you want to look around the room for things that don't look quite right. Maybe something plugged into a USB port on a lamp that doesn't look like it belongs there. You also want to do a visual inspection of anything like the vents, anywhere there are little openings where somebody could put a camera or a microphone. Even small ones, then you want to make sure that you go back when you do your more thorough inspection. You want to make note of those little things. But you kind of want to do this general visual inspection so at least you could see where somebody might feasibly be hiding a camera or a microphone. Those are the places you're going to inspect when you get to the next step. You want to break down the room into its sensitive areas, so the bed and the bathroom and the shower, the kind of places that you wouldn't want somebody really watching you. I mean, you wouldn't want them watching you anywhere, but chances are if somebody's going to be placing a camera in a room, they're going to put it in places that's going to put you in the most vulnerable spots. The bed and the bathroom make obvious choices for somebody who's bugging a room. They're going to want to focus their efforts on those places most likely. So if there is a hidden microphone or if there's a hidden camera especially, those are the places you're going to want to look around. So anything that might be kind of pointing toward the bed or pointing in the bathroom toward the shower, those are the places that you want to look. So once you've done your visual inspection, unlike an Airbnb, you can't really do a Wi-Fi scan in a very easy way. So you could scan the entire network, and that would take a ton of effort on a hotel room, on a standard hotel Wi-Fi. So you can't really log into one router and see all the devices that are connected to that router like you could do in an Airbnb. So if there are things that are using Wi-Fi, you're going to have to use a Wi-Fi scanner, something like this, and you're going to be more reliant on this because you don't know what might be connected to a Wi-Fi network and that might be transmitting a signal or audio to somebody else. And you can get one of these Tech Top bug sweepers. These are about $50 on sale. They usually go for about $100, and they bring a good blend of power but also not being too expensive. It's going to catch mostly things that are using Wi-Fi signals. It's not going to catch things giving off a very low radio frequency. Those are going to be more professional tools that are going to be a lot more expensive and probably overkill for most people. But if something is in the room that's transmitting on Wi-Fi, then you might be able to find it with one of these little bug sweepers. So this thing has two primary functions. One is to find Wi-Fi signals or to find RF signals in particular. And the second thing is to show you hidden camera lenses that might be very small, but you can't see. But this thing has a little tool that can show you where those lenses are. So let's go with the first feature, and that's finding Wi-Fi signals, that's finding radio signals. If something is putting out enough electricity, it's going to set this thing off. A small bug that's hardwired is not going to be able to be detected by this most likely, but again, if it's using Wi-Fi, you can. So what you want to do is you want to turn this on and then set it up to its basically to a very broad, to a very unsensitive mode. So you're going to turn the dial so that it's kind of picking up everything. You want to actually do what you would imagine a bug sweep is, kind of sort of scan the room like this with the detector and see when the light starts to light up. So when the light starts to light up, you kind of want to head in that direction. Where the light starts to die off, you want to kind of avoid that direction. And as you get closer to the source that's lighting up the detector, you want to turn the sensitivity lower and lower and lower so you can pinpoint something that might be giving off a radio signal. Now you want to put your phone in radio mode and you want to turn your laptop's Wi-Fi off. Ideally, you're doing this right when you've entered the room, so you just checked into the room, put your stuff down, and now you're doing the bug sweep. You want to wave this around any kind of outlets, around the lamps, around any kind of vents you want to look at. Like I said, any openings where somebody could place a camera or a small microphone, that's where you want to use one of these things. Now, chances are you're not going to find a hidden camera or a hidden microphone, and it's worth noting that you're probably going to get a lot of false positives. So you might be getting beeps coming from the wall, and that could be that there's a router right on the other side of that wall. It could be somebody's laptop that's on the other side of that hotel room wall. It could be a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's some sort of wireless camera recording you behind that wall or some sort of microphone device behind that wall. All that means is that there's a strong radio signal that's coming from a given direction. Doesn't necessarily mean it's some sort of bug or hidden camera. All that means is it's a radio signal that the detector is picking up. So once you've done that and you're pretty confident that there are no devices transmitting a lot of Wi-Fi, you can move on to the second stage, which is trying to find camera lenses through another visual inspection. So what you want to do for this one is you want to close the curtains. You want to make the room dark, and then you want to hit this little button on the front. What that's going to do is going to light up these lights around the edge of this little lens, and that's going to cause this red light. When you look through that light, any camera lens that's pointing back at you, any glass surface is going to sparkle. So it's going to have this little small sparkle that's going to be really easily detected. And it's kind of a cool trick. So if you do have some sort of wireless camera at home, or if you've got some sort of small little glass bead, you can kind of hide that in a room, turn the lights off, and then use this detector, and you'll notice how bright it is when you look through it with the little red detector that this has. And that's because the detector does a really good job of highlighting those glass reflections, especially in the dark, and using that red light. You want to do that in all kinds of places around the room, especially, like I said, the vents. You want to do this in the bathroom as well. You want to look around the mirrors. You want to look around any kind of cracks or gaps and make sure there are no cameras pointing at you. So once you've done all of that, hopefully you haven't found anything. And if there is something in the room, hopefully you have found it. But chances are there's going to be no bugs in the hotel room you're staying in, probably, I'm guessing. So once you've done that, you can be confident that at least this amateur bug sweep is going to keep your privacy just a little bit better and give you a little bit more peace of mind. A professional bug sweep can be very, very expensive and very, very cumbersome and time consuming. And there are all kinds of different ways that people can place bugs and different technologies to detect those technologies. But this little detector does a good job of picking up the most obvious bugs that you might come across in a hotel room or an Airbnb, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more peace of mind on your next trip. Let me know if you have any questions about using the Tech Talk detector in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, so fun fact, if you're really paranoid, then you can get one of these white noise machines. I'll link to some in the description below. And what that does is it creates sort of this background noise, so it makes it more difficult for a bug in the room to pick up your audio. There are even a couple of apps you can download which will create this white noise to supposedly throw off bugs, but I don't know how good those apps would be, but they're actual dedicated devices that can help you do this. And if you're ultra paranoid,